We gotta talk. So, I'm back from a long break, a very long break. I did want to address a few things. Seeing that I haven't updated you guys in quite some time, there has been a few changes. Let me fix my camera. Okay, there has been a few changes as far as me and Amazon is concerned. First and foremost, I do want to say thank you to each and every one of you that has viewed the videos that I have been putting out on the Amazon subject topic, and those of you that have left questions and have received answers for or who have left likes and followed the channel. I appreciate it greatly. I didn't know that it would be so I didn't know that the response would be this great. When I started the videos for Amazon, it was simply just to give some insight on the position that I was going to work, which was the Locker Plus Associate Customer Service position. It's a long title. You know, I didn't see any videos on YouTube pertaining to this certain position, so I decided to do some videos and kind of do like a day-to-day journey, if you will, on some of my experiences that I was going through while I was there at the job. However, I hate to break the news to you, but I have since my last video. Actually, this is old news. I'm just so late to respond in my leaving Amazon that is new to you. But I did mention to a lot of people in the comments that I don't work for Amazon anymore. And that is news. That is the news. I don't work for Amazon anymore. And there's a few reasons why. And I did want to go through some of those reasons with you. Maybe it might help you make a decision in your choosing of whether it be the same position I was in or another Amazon job. A lot of these things are based upon the position. A lot of these things are based upon the position that I was working though. So take that with a grain of salt. It may not be the same today as it was when I was there, because remember, I left a long time ago. And in fact, I do have the email of when I got my termination letter, and I will be showing you guys that, what it mentions and what it says and all of those goody goods. As some of you guys know who have been following my channel and watching the videos, I've been doing videos on the Locker Plus Customer Service Associate position for Amazon, and the position was, if I may say so myself, it was very fun, to say the least. I definitely enjoyed my time working there. When I was there, I did have another job. I worked for the United States Postal Service, and Amazon was, I guess you can say, my side job, my side piece. Yeah, so I had two jobs. I was maintaining both. It was quite simple to maintain both. I would work the United States Postal Service job from 4 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Sometimes I would get off at 12 with a no lunch. And then other times, you know, it would be easy. Let me just say it that way. It would be very easy to maintain both, because Amazon was just a 4-hour shift. So when I made it there at 12:30 or so, I would do my 4 hours and be on my way home. But there's a lot of things that happened there while I was there that kind of made it go downhill for me. It wasn't to a major degree, you know, to the point where I need to bash Amazon on this YouTube video Amazon, you were great. Don't worry. But there were a few things that I think needed to be improved upon for that specific position, and I'm going to go through those things. I tried to set it up the same way I did my last video, dealing with the 5 tips on successfully grabbing Amazon shifts. That video seems to be a video that's been helping a lot of you with your decision making and your success on getting Amazon shifts. So why not? So what I did was I wrote down in my phone, there may be more, but I'm just trying to follow the same format as the last video I did. 5 reasons why I left Amazon, or 5 reasons why Amazon kind of became not the place for me at the time I was working. So actually, let me go to my email just to show my termination letter. Now, as you can see here, so it says termination documents are available for review. And here you go. This is an Amazon email. It says, "Dear Terrence, please review your termination letter attached to this email. Your termination and employment documents are available for review on the MyDocs portal for 90 calendar days after the end of your employment. To access the MyDocs portal, navigate to and input your personal email address and password. Thank you, Amazon Human Resources." You're welcome, Amazon Human Resources. All right, let's look at the letter. So this is the official termination document, and it has my name and address that will be blurred out because I don't trust you. But it says, "This letter confirms that the date of voluntary termination of your employment with Prime Now LLC is November 1st, 2022. You have executed a confidentiality and invention assignment agreement with the company," whatever that means. "You are reminded that certain provisions of the agreement survive the termination of your employment with the company and remain in full force and effect. Your agreement is available for review in the MyDocs portal for 90 calendar days after the end of your employment. Wish you the best in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Amazon Human Resources." So that was the termination document that I received after putting in my resignation. And resigning from Amazon, I would have to say, is one of the easiest things ever. I wish all jobs would do it that way, or have it that way if you wanted to leave. You simply just go into your app, and I can't show you now because I don't work for them. I'm not able to log into the A to Z app, which is their workforce app that they use regarding shift grabbing and quitting and other things. So you just go in your app. There's I forget where it's at, but there's a certain area in your app, maybe a certain tab or something, that you click on, and then it asks you if you want to resign. You just simply tap on that. I think they give you a confirmation, or they try to confirm if you do want to resign. It's like, you sure about that? Are you sure you want to resign? And you just type or tap yes, and that's it. They send you a documentation in your email, I think it was the email that you used to set up your login and everything for Amazon. And then that's it. Simple as that. It's easier to resign there. Actually, Amazon has a very easy process with getting jobs and resigning. So kudos to them on that, because a lot of jobs need to follow suit, take notice. But yeah, so I left November 1st, 2022. But now let's get into some of the reasons. I have here in my phone a list of reasons why I decided to leave, and they may not be in any particular order, but I decided to just write them down so I can know what to talk about afterwards. So let's get into it. Okay, so number one is gonna be the customers. The customers. Now you may say, hey, what you mean the customers? Why is the customers one of the reasons why you decided to leave Amazon, or one of the reasons why Amazon started declining? Now, it's not necessarily a bad, I don't have a negative outlook on the customers, but this is something that you may want to consider if you do take on the job that I took on. It may be different for other jobs. If I'm not mistaken, not too many other jobs have face-to-face interactions with customers other than the customer service CIS position. So the customers, you get, it's like, you get what you get with the customers. A lot of them sometimes are very angry when they come in. I've had multiple occasions where customers have come in angry just for whatever reason, and I don't blame them. Life is life. Life is hard. Life is rough. Life is tough. Life is a lot. So I don't blame customers for being angry coming in. It's just when you project your anger upon me, then it becomes a problem, because the customer is always right, so to speak. The customer is always right to a degree. The customer is always right until they are wrong. Sometimes customers come in and they're just, they project their anger upon you. It can be about a babysitter, a ex-girlfriend, some food that they wasn't able to pick up because whatever reason. It could be anything. And because of that thing that has happened within their day or their life, they're very rude to you. So you can expect to receive some rude customer interactions on a day-to-day shift basis. And that's something that can turn someone away very quickly. On my behalf, when it comes to me, it wasn't nothing, right? I'm kind of one of those persons who I understand, and it's very easy to just let things go and just put up a guard and not show your real face, because you just have to consider a lot of things that other people go through. I know if I was angry and I was projecting my anger upon a customer service rep, I would want them to be very kind and courteous and just to treat me with respect, although I'm not treating them with respect. That's how I would want it. If I was angry at you and you were a customer service rep, I would want you to be very nice, polite, and humble to me, because then that would show me something. It would tell me you need to slow your roll, right? You need to calm down. Take a chill pill, as the cool kids like to say, and just rethink why you're angry. Anger can only be a result of you letting your mind convince you that it hurts, right? A lot of times we go through things and it can hurt, of course, but your mind has to be the thing that tells you this hurts you. Now be angry. And once you are able to gather that concept, it's very easy to just let a lot of stuff go. And which is what I try to do when I'm at the job. I know it's not, this is a job. It's not serious. You can be angry at me as long as you don't hit me, right? You didn't touch me, so hey, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? So, but not to put a negative outlook on just the bad customers, because you get very good customers all the time. I would say the majority of the customers you will get are nice customers. They come in with a smile, often. And a lot of times they come in confused. They've never tried the Amazon Locker customer service before. And so they're coming in. This is their first time seeing you and getting help from a face-to-face interaction. Because a lot of times Amazon will give you the opportunity to have your package picked up by UPS, or I don't know if they do FedEx, but a lot of times they'll have someone else come to your house to pick up the package. So you don't necessarily have to do anything. You just wait home.
Oh, Amazon? Oh, here's my package. Here you go.
And that's it. That's all you have to do, which is very nice. That's another thing why Amazon is great. But when you do have those face-to-face interactions, it adds another layer of what's the word? Another layer of just social. I don't know what to say. That's one of the things that I believe has to be very greatly considered, because if you're not the type of person that can deal with angry interactions or rudeness, it's gonna be very hard, because you're gonna get a lot of people that are rude, as well as a lot of people that are happy. So take that with a grain of salt. I think that's the second time I said that in this video. Number two is, for me, is gonna be the coworkers, right? The coworkers. We just dealt with the customers, the outside looking in. Now we're dealing with the inside looking out. The coworkers can be another thing that you have to deal with problematic wise, because if you have some of the coworkers that I had, and actually majority of the coworkers that I had were great. There was, I think, maybe one or two though that kind of spoiled the experience for me anytime I would have to work with them. So and one thing about Amazon is when you get your shift, you don't know who you're going to work with or who's going to come in for a certain shift until you see them. So if there's someone that you don't like for whatever reason, you won't know if you're going to work with them for whatever day you have scheduled, whatever day you grab the shift for, which can be concerning, because one day you'll get into it with someone. Let's hope this is not the case. But one day you'll get into it with your coworker. And I'm not saying that I have. I'm just saying this is something that you have to consider. One day you'll get into it, and then the next day you were not planning on working with this person again. However, they come in on the next shift, or they're there before you start your shift, which can, that can poop your day. That can make your day very sad. That's something that I when I was there, I did have one or two, I think it was, coworkers that I worked with it was a very bad experience. And we didn't get into any arguments or anything like that, because I'm not that type of person either. I'm not going to argue with you. There's nothing to argue about. This is not serious. There's nothing serious about this. We're just working. This is a side job for me, that's one of the reasons why I didn't take anything serious or personal. It was just, for me, it was just a side job. I was trying to get a little bit more change on top of what I got at the post office. And I'm not trying to make myself any bigger than anyone else. But that's just what it is. A lot of people there that I work with, it was their main job. Which is, to each his own. I do know that I did work at another area prior to coming to the one that I came to closer towards my leaving of Amazon, if that makes sense. I hope I didn't confuse you. But both areas had at least one or two coworkers that was a very bad situation, to say the least, to have them there. Because, and I'll just go through one of the reasons why. you'll have days where there's a lot to do. So you have to take customers, you have to go to the back stock room to put away boxes that are full of returns. And this is specifically for the Locker Plus customer service associate position. You will have to take a lot of things to the back and deal with customers and scan in a new product that is delivered to you. So there's a lot of things to do. And you being there with a partner, you would expect your partner to help out whenever they can, right? But you'll have those one or two individuals, maybe more, where you are, that won't do anything. And I'm talking about they won't do anything. You're constantly waiting on them to step up and help me with something, right? I'm taking customers. Are you going to scan some product into the shelves, or are you going to go to the back and grab some? What are you doing, right? You shouldn't be sitting down on your phone or even on the counter, just got your arm on the counter, head down, or just on your phone while there's a customer in front of your face. Hi, how can I help you? Okay, just hold on. This is what they were doing. I'm telling you, this is what one or two of my coworkers used to do while I was there. And I thought that was just crazy, because there's a camera right up in the corner watching you do this, as well as we're both on the app. Well, I don't know if you guys will have an app, but there's a group app that we had just to, let each other know if there's a major issue, or, just to update people in the group who are all working the same building. So I got the app and I got a phone. I can take pictures. I can message the supervisor. There's so many things that can happen to get you in trouble, and you're not scared of getting in trouble, right? Especially when, a lot of people need the job and they'll do this. If you need the job, this is something you won't do, because you want to limit the amount of reasons why you can get in trouble or terminated. So you'll have those days where there's one or two coworkers that they won't help out at all. And then it's like, now I don't want to. I'm not a snitch, right? I don't like snitching on people, but I have to do what I have to do, right? I'm a snitch. That is something that you need to take into consideration, because again, if you're someone who has issues, or I shouldn't say issues, if you're someone that has a problem, that's the same as issues. If you're someone that doesn't like working with coworkers who don't like to help or work a lot, they like to coast the way through for their shift and do as little work as possible, then you might not want to do this job, right? I'm not trying to scare you away from the job, because even though you do have those coworkers, there's ways to work around it. You just have to figure it out while you're there. So that's something to think about if you are going to get into the Locker Plus position. Number three is going to be shift grabbing. Shift grabbing was a major concern for me. Not that not that it was a major concern to the point where I was like, I need to keep this job. I don't know what to do. No, but it was a major concern because I figured if I ever did need Amazon, right? And I think this is for either position. This is not specifically tied to the Locker Plus, because all of the Amazon part-time jobs have shift grabbing, right? At least I think so. But if you're not able to grab a shift within a week, they have a point system that they give you. At least they did while I was there. I think they still have it. It was like a 8-point system. So if you don't work at least a certain amount of hours a week, maybe it's one shift, and whatever the hours is for that one shift, you will get a point for that week. And then your points, every point you get will just accumulate until you've reached a certain amount of points. And I believe when I was there, it was about 8 points. Once you get 8 points, you're terminated automatically. So even if you're trying to get shifts as hard as you can, with however much effort you're putting in, doesn't matter. You need to grab the shift. If the shift is stolen from you, you still get a point. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is the Hunger Games. This is a battle royale. This is, I don't even know what it is. Right? This is crazy, to say the least. You have to get a shift. Otherwise, it's downhill for you. So the thing with me was, why isn't there a set shift like normal jobs? Why isn't there set 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours for each employee, right? And then you just limit the amount of employees that you have, or just, I don't know, make a way around the hours to where everyone can be able to work a shift at least once a week if you're going to do the point system. But they didn't have it like that. There is the point system. So for me, that was something that went downhill, because there was days when or weeks when I couldn't work. I had to do something that week. And the only day that I could work that week was like a Friday, or the end of the week, or the beginning of the week. I can only do one day because I already have a full-time job. I already have other stuff I have to do and errands I have to run. Because of that, not being able to grab a shift or having a set shift, I would just accumulate points. It's not that I'm a bad worker, and it's not, you're most likely not going to be a bad worker, but you're treated like you're a bad worker in a sense, because you still get points that lead up to your termination. So that was something for me that made me rethink. And I was just like, man, I don't think I'm going to be here for long because of this point system, right? I have to continuously fight and grab for crumbs, and it was just too much. You have however many employees that they hired, all trying to grab one shift. After, I think it was a certain time at the end of the day that they would drop the shifts. So you had to be ready. If you were at the job or out of the job, say at home, or you were out and about, or if you was at the job, you would still have to check for those shifts. And although you check for those shifts, you will still lose the shift a lot of times if you're not lucky, right? It all depends on the luck of the draw. So because of that, it's very hard to keep the Amazon job. So it's not that I didn't want to stay there for, a particular reason. I did mention the customers and the co-workers, but I was able to get through that stuff. It was accumulating points that was a very big, major reason why I kind of put in my mind, or at the back of my mind, that I'm not going to be here too long. So just something for you to think about before getting into it, because that might be something that's very serious for you. If you're looking at Amazon as your main job, and it's hard for you to get shifts, you're going to accumulate points and you're not going to get paid. You're not going to get money because you didn't get no shifts, right? So it's like a double effect. You're not getting paid and you're on your way to getting fired. Doesn't matter if you're a good employee or not. Doesn't matter if your customer service skills are excellent. If they're extraordinary, doesn't matter. You have to be able to get the shift. And then after you get the shift, you have to be able to get another shift, right? Because you're working towards making money, right? So, and that leads into the nest with the birds, and that leads into the next topic. Number 4 is going to be the pay. The pay. When I was there, I think the pay was at about 13 something. if I'm not mistaken. But I started working there, I think 2019, and I worked at where was it? Venice Beach in California. I worked at the Venice Beach location, and I think it was about 13 something. This is before the minimum wage was upped. And then I ended up transferring to one near my job at the Postal Service in Pasadena, California. And then the minimum wage had shifted to $15 an hour, which was great. However, $15 an hour is not going to help you, at least where I'm at, it's not going to help you that much with the cost of living, right? You have to be able to meet the cost of living percentage with what you're getting paid, because things are going up. We know about inflation. We know about skyrocketing prices and so on and so forth. You have to be able to meet the level to where you can sustain yourself, especially if you're on your own, right? And those that are not on their own, they still have to work even harder to get on their own. And $15 an hour, I don't know if that will be able to make the cut or keep you at a comfortable level. But maybe it does. Maybe $15 an hour is something that works for you. If that's the case, kudos. It's all good, right? For me, it doesn't. I have a family. I got a wife. I got 2 kids. I got a car note. I got mortgage. There's so many things that $15 an hour is not going to help, right? And that, me getting the Amazon job on the as a secondhand job or a side piece was kind of something that alleviated some of the, the taxes and the groceries, and it helped me with those things, which, I'm grateful for, to be able to make whatever I made there while I was there working 4 hours for a shift. It's just to put a cherry on top of what you're getting, or what I was getting. And it was great. But like I said, when I was talking about my coworkers, a lot of them, that was their main thing. And I don't know how they do it, right? Maybe there's some kind of secret or some investing tips that I need to look into. But I guess they were able to sustain themselves just with that, which is great. It's beautiful to see. I don't know if the cost of living was hurting them at all, if they're just working for $15 an hour. But again, if $15 an hour is not enough for you, this might be something that you have to think more upon if you do decide to get into the Amazon Locker Plus customers. So, man, this is too long to say. I ain't saying that no more. That was something that kind of went downhill for me, or made things go downhill, I should say. I was just thinking, like, I'm trying to grab shifts. A lot of times I'm not able to, even with some of the tips that I mentioned in the video. The video's somewhere over here. In those tips that I mentioned, sometimes I still wasn't able to get a shift. Okay, so if I'm not able to get a shift, and this is my main thing, man, it's looking bad for me. It's looking bleak, especially since I'm accumulating points and the cost of living is going up high. Now, I've been away from Amazon for quite some time, as I mentioned at the start of this video. So maybe the wages increased. Maybe they're getting paid a lot more, to the point where they are able to, the employees are able to sustain themselves with the cost of living. However, when I was there, that wasn't the case. And that was one of the reasons why I left, was the pay. And I'll just mention this before I go to reason 5. Also, the increase, right? The promotions, the raises. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to dig in my mind to find the word. The raises for the wages wasn't as frequent as you would like it to be. I think I worked for Amazon for about a year, if I'm not mistaken. And we didn't see any wage increase. The only increase was the minimum wage. So if you're thinking about, and this will lead into the next subject, if you're thinking about advancement opportunities within Amazon from that position, and let me just say number 5 now, because this is the next reason. There is a lack of opportunity in this position in particular. Now, I'm not going to say there was no advancement or no opportunity. There was just a lack of a lot of opportunity that should have been given for a lot of the people that worked there for longer than I have. Now, when I was there, you had your leads, and then you had like your supervisor, and your leads would just be the step under the supervisor or the step under in line. But it seems to me when I was there that there's not really any opportunity for those that do a great job, or for those who do have excellent customer service and are getting surveys from multiple different customers on their work ethic and their hospitality. Those individuals should be acknowledged and recognized to the point where they're boosted up, right? They should be moved up. Because of them, customers are happy and your business is improving. But that wasn't the case. You will have, and I'm speaking about myself actually, I had excellent customer service, and I'm not being one of those people that's just tooting their own horn. Toot toot. But while I was there, I did receive multiple compliments on my services, as well as other coworkers that I was with. Just the hospitality that we would provide to the customer, and the feedback that we received because of it, it was very beneficial, and at least to that building, right? There were certain buildings that we would work, and because we were there, the customers would want to come back. That's boosting Amazon sales. But even though we were there for quite some time, there wasn't any days where the lead or the supervisor would come to us and say, you know what, you're doing such a great job. Have you ever considered this position? Have you ever considered that position? I think you will be great for that. You should apply for it, or you should look into this. There wasn't any times that happened. There was times where we would get like newsletters in our app that will say there's an opportunity for you to, for anyone to apply and be, maybe a supervisor or a lead at somewhere else. But as far as where we were, there wasn't any acknowledgement or ways to advance in the company because of your work ethic. It would have had to have been that you were there for, years and years, right? And a lot of us, we just started a position because they just opened it at the particular building that we were in. But 6 months in, 8 months in, 9 months in, right? The customer service that we provided, the excellent, satisfactory service, it should have been enough for us to be considered or at least acknowledged for the things that we were doing. And for me, I'm very big on giving flowers where they're due, right? Give someone their flowers while they are alive, because there will come a time where they're not alive or they move to something else, and you never gave them that kind of satisfactory talk where it's like, you're doing a great job. You're doing great. Keep it up. You need to consider going up, right? There was no one there to promote confidence. We would have our days where our supervisor or our lead will say, great job, guys. Keep up the good work. But it almost seemed generic, almost to the point where it's like, you have to say that. Like, you have to say it because the the service that was provided or the work that was done that we accomplished was overwhelmingly great that it forced it out of you, right? You didn't say that on your own. That's how it felt. Like, you didn't say that of yourself. You guys are doing a great job, or you guys need to consider moving up because you're so great. Never. So that's something to me that it kind of gave me that feeling that this wasn't a career position for me. This is not something that I should look towards as far as making a career here, or this will be the job that I will die at, right? No, because you need that aspect into the job. You need to compliment your employees. You need to let them know that they're doing great. Just as you let those who are doing terrible or those who are bad at the job, just like you let them know they're almost going to be fired, or you need to shape up and do a great job before it's too late and you get kicked out. You need to do the same in the opposite fashion to those that are doing great. You need to stay here. You are doing such a great job. You are going to move up soon. You're doing great. It's simple, right? The opposite of what you say to a bad employee needs to be said to a great employee. That will boost the confidence. That will help them in their mind, first and foremost, to know that they're needed and that you love them being there. If you don't mention that, it then becomes it's just work. I gotta go to work. I don't feel like going to work. I don't get acknowledged. I can't wait till I find another job. I can't wait till there's a position that actually likes what I do or that compliments me on my work. You don't want that, especially if you have great employees, because you need them to stay wherever they are, right? That was the fifth reason, I should say. There's a lot more, but this video is long enough and I didn't want to make it too long. I did want to just drop this video for everyone that has been following my channel and watching my videos to get some tips. This is another video for your consideration, I would say. Just consider all the things that was mentioned. They're, to a great degree, they're tips as well, because it's giving you an inside scoop on what may be happening before you enter into this position in particular. With that being said, for everyone that has subscribed, everyone that has watched my prior videos and liked the video and so on and so forth, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please make sure you like this video. It'll help the algorithm. And for those who are looking for more insight on this position, it'll be able to reach their faces easier. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Comment down below some of the things you would like to know, whether it be pertaining to Amazon or something else. I do have to do another video on my time at the Postal Service as well. I ended up leaving there as well. But just let me know. Put down in the video what you would like to know. I'm thinking about doing vlogs. I know I said that in my last video, but yeah, thinking about doing vlogs. I think it will be fun. Maybe some reviews here and there. But if you did like the video, again, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and look out for the rest of the things that I have planned. That's it.